Now in this section I want to have a very basic discussion on analysis. I want to have detailed discussion in advanced series of Catia. And here I want to start by creating a very simple part by going to part design environment, going to one of these planes and starting by sketching a very simple shape like a rectangle. Let's have some constraints on this. For example, this should be this much. This should be this much. I don't want to change them. I just want to have this symmetric. So I select these and select one of origin or the vector. If I select the origin, I can select equidistance. And if I select the vector, I can have symmetry. Let's have equidistance. Both are the same here. By exiting my workbench, I can add some padding. For example, 100 millimeters in both directions. I select mirrored extent and click on OK. Now I select here, I go to sketch environment, and here I want to draw a circle like this. Let's do this here and select this line and this circle. No, let's select this first and select this and have a coincidence, and again select this and select this line and have coincidence here. Now I can go to this tool, quick trim, and of course not this. Let's have this like this. Let's exit my workbench and select this profile and add the rip using the insert tool, sketch base feature, and select the rip tool. You can see the profile is selected, but I want to have a center curve. I can select one of these edges, for example, and you can see this is created for me. Now I select this face and go to the sketch environment. I want to have a hole here. This hole is going to be support for my shape. So I go and select pocket tool and select up to last. Click on OK. This is created. Now you can see the part is created like this. This part is going to have some pressures on this face, and it is going to be fixed to a wall or somewhere using a pin that goes through this hole. So for the first thing I want to do, I take this into analysis and simulation, generative structural analysis environment. And here you can see that it tells me material is not applied to this. I will add a material right here. And again, it tells me what kind of analysis you want to do on this. So let's refresh this page. Now you can see the window better. You can see that I have static, frequency, or free frequency analysis. If I select keep as default, any other part that I take into this environment will be applied the same setting that I just want to do, but I don't want to tick this, so I click select static analysis and click on OK. Now here you can see my apply material toolbar is available again. If you cannot see it, just right click on one of these toolbars, or you can go to view menu and select the toolbars and select the apply material toolbar from here. Now I click on that and apply a new material, for example of type metal. And this is gonna be iron. Iron is okay, so I select this and click on OK. You can see that this has been applied the type of material that I want to have. Okay, if you add it under part design, you can go and double click on material and change the type and change the parameters. Here in analysis, I don't want to do this. Okay, now you can see that I have this anchor here that tells me this has a link to the analysis environment. Okay, now you can open this, open part body. You can see iron is here. Now you can see, of course, iron here, and double click on that. Take you to part design environment, and here again you can double click on the iron and change the parameters as you wish. But I don't want to do this, so let's take this back to analysis and environment. Let's go to Start, Analysis and Simulation, and Generative Structural Analysis. Now that I have it here, I can fix this using a restraint. So you can see I have brought some of these tool sets here so that I do not have to take my part into different environments. I just want to have every tool that I need available in this environment. Okay, let's first go to Restraints toolbar, and here you can see the clamp tool. I click on this, it tells me which part of this part is going to be the support. So I select this because, as I told you, a pin inside this will be fixing this part. So I select it and click on OK. The next thing that I want to do is put some pressures on this face. So you can see the loads toolbar here. Under that you can see pressure. I select it. I select this face. This is going to have pressure. You can see that 20 Newton square meter is selected for the pressure. I have this as default, so I have it. Clicking on OK, this puts the pressure on this. Now the next thing that you want to do is change the storage. If you do not have the storage tool set available, you can go and select the storage from here. But I don't want to change the default place that have the storage for me. So let's see, where is the storage? If I cannot see the storage, I can just assume that it is under my tool sets, and I can double click here to find it. It is under solver. So let's find solver tools. This is here, solver tools, and you can see that storage is here. I can click on this external storage and select the place to save any analytic result in that. Here is OK or temp for me, so I click on OK and storage is selected. Now that I have the storage selected, restraint put on my part, and define the pressure, I can go and select a computation. I click on compute here. You can see that I can compute everything, or I can compute the mesh only. Remember that any solid that you create has been meshed by default, so I do not have to compute the mesh here. I can have different computation. I want to have everything, so I click on OK. First thing, it tells me that how much it will take on my computer to have the computation. You can see that because this is a relatively simple computation and my computer is a little strong, I will need only 2 seconds of CPU time, this much of memory, and this much of disk space. So simple computations are easy, so I click on yes and accept that the computation is going to be done. Now that computation is done, I can see the result on this. And by going to image and clicking on these tools, for example the deformation, you can have an somehow exaggerated view of your part after applying the pressure. You can see that here I have the image. I have different points here, and these are because they have meshed the part, and as I told you, any solid has mesh applied to that. I can double click one of these points and you can see that the mesh properties for that point is selected. You can see items that are available for this. I can go and select this one, the other one, the one mesos stress. You can see that it has added here, and I open a static case, and here again I guess I should see some images here. Let's go to this one, and here is the displacement. You can see the displacement shown to me, and under this you can have simple displacement, you can have principal stress, and of course you can have precision, and you can interpret these results as you wish. And under on your right side you can see a legend that by double clicking on that you can see the number of colors that you have on this legend. You can extend it or reduce it, and you can have more items here. You can see that the color is going to select it, the display format can change or anything else, and of course you can right click on this and click properties. This is going to be shown to you again. So let's have this like this. Now, anything you have clicked on image, you can go to static case solutions. Yes, that's here. You can click on this and see the result. By double clicking on that, you can see that it is going to be shown like this. You can see every item, deformation. You can see the translational displacement. You can see the stress principles. And you can see the estimated local error or anything else. You can double click on this and change the visualization or selection of these items. And again, you can go to Tools menu and select Animation. And by selecting the animation, you can select one of these. You can see that anything that you select will be animated for you. You can reduce the speed, or you can have more even. By going to here, you can have the interpolation value or displacement or anything else selected or not, like this, and other parameters like this. So let's close this. And again, here under Tools menu, you can have amplification magnitude, and you can change the exaggeration that is applied to this. For example, the deformation, you can see that there is a factor here that you can reduce this factor, and click on OK. This will reduce the exaggeration or increase the exaggeration. And at last, again, you can see external storage can be changed from here. And let's generate a report. By going to generate report, everything will be saved to the place that you want to. Let's have this as, for example, our temp folder, Catia report folder. And it's going to be analysis 1. The name is going to be analysis 1. And I want to add the created image. I click on OK. Now everything is going to be there. Now it tells me that it is not there. So let's have this like this. I just made an error, made a mistake. It is created. And after a while I can see the report. This is the report, including the pictures that we just created. But here you can see different pictures that we have added here. And it's a very detailed report of what we have created. Now you can see that in this view, I have every picture on the other one. So if I go and select the image layout, I can move them. So let's go to Tools. And here I have images layout. I can select the images layout, and the selected image can move to distances that I want. For example, this is okay. Let's see a preview. You can see that it has changed and moved to this place. And if I want to move other pictures, I can select them and move them accordingly to see better report or to see a better view of what I have here.